Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the April 4th edition of Carolina Week, a new law might force drivers to put their phones down so they can concentrate on the road.
We'll tell you what brought thousands of college students to the Carolinas this weekend.
In sports, there's a possibility of good news about Harrison Barnes, and we'll update you about the streaking Diamond Heels.
Weathercaster Kathy Evans will tell us if these springtime temperatures are here to stay.
All that and the tiny instrument that is all the craze. Carolina Week starts right now.
From the James F. Goodman Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, connecting campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
We begin tonight with breaking news. Good evening, I'm Eddie Sykes.
And I'm Joelle Kaplan. Chapel Hill police have released the name of a man who, while being treated by paramedics last week, bolted from his house, stole an ambulance, and crashed it into a parked car. He's Patrick Akos, who we've confirmed is a UNC associate professor. He works in the School of Education and coordinates the school counseling program. He's been at Carolina since 2001. Akos earned his PhD at the University of Virginia. We tried late this afternoon unsuccessfully to contact Akos in his office. We hope to have more details for you on the Wednesday edition of Carolina Week. In other news, while driving, chatting on a cell phone, it's a problem some people say we just must address. That includes some North Carolina legislators. Preston Stanley joins us live in the studio. Preston, what can we expect out of lawmakers when it comes to cell phones and driving?
That's right, Joelle. With texting and driving now illegal, the focus has shifted to talking on the phone while driving, and one UNC student is sharing her story with legislators, trying to get a new bill into the fast lane.
On life for Krista Slough.
I was walking to the bus stop to go to my 8 o'clock class at UNC. The next thing I can clearly remember is waking up in a UNC hospital bed.
That was after a car hit her, throwing her 18 feet and into a ditch. The driver was talking on a cell phone.
I've had to drop out of school because the bleeding in my brain leaves me with severe headaches and fatigue that I can't perform my schoolwork.
Now, 5 months after the accident, the 22-year-old is telling her story to help Scotland County Representative Garland Pierce pass a new state law to ban handheld cell phone use while driving.
Anyone behind the wheel with a cell phone, what would you say to them?
To hang up their cell phone, that no phone call is worth somebody's life.
Former UNC faculty member Joe Kapowski witnessed Krista's accident from his front porch. He, too, has been speaking with legislators, sending the same message.
The reduction in vision that occurs when you drive a car and talk on a cell phone also occurs when you ride a bike. It also occurs when you walk down the street.
Although the bill does have bipartisan support, some say it goes too far.
Another reach by the government to tell us what we can and can't do. Number one. Number two is the distraction issue.
Studies by the UNC Highway Safety Research Center show distractions, like changing a CD or glancing at a billboard, aren't nearly as risky as talking on the phone. The HSRC also created this chart comparing cell phone use to drunken driving. 8 states and the District of Columbia have passed similar bills forcing drivers to put down the phone.
If it saves one life, in my opinion, it's worth it.
A life Krista herself nearly lost, but now she's putting it back in gear to move into the future.
I'm gonna let it go. I'm ready to go back to school and to move on from it, but I won't ever forget it, and I'm still gonna work, for the law to be passed.
Now, Krista will speak to several more subcommittees considering similar bills, and she's gotten some good news. Doctors have cleared her to return to UNC in the fall to complete her senior year.
Preston, if a bill like this passes, when would it go into effect?
Well, that's a good question. It probably wouldn't take effect until sometime next year, Joelle, and violators would have to pay at least a $100 fine. And a quick reminder, it's already illegal for drivers younger than 18 to talk on the phone and drive.
That's Preston Stanley live in the studio. Thanks, Preston.
Chapel Hill officials might have to reconsider plans to give residents access to high-speed internet, which workers are installing to better control our traffic signals. The General Assembly is considering legislation that would prohibit local governments from providing internet access. Supporters of the bill say it would keep the government from interfering with the free market. Opponents say the government can provide better coverage than current providers like AT&T and Time Warner. Library Sciences Assistant Professor Paul Jones says the bill would be a step backward.
We'd like to use it to help press innovation in American cable and broadband up to the level of at least our competitive countries.
The bill has passed in the House and is working its way through the General Assembly.
Public broadband might be limited in Chapel Hill, but Google's ultra-high-speed internet isn't coming either. Google chose Kansas City out of more than 1,000 cities, including Chapel Hill, as the first city to receive its ultra-fast broadband network. According to the Kansas City Star, Google favored Kansas City for two big reasons: its publicly owned local electric provider and the Kansas City and Wyandotte County governments are combined, which means fewer bureaucrats to deal with. Authorities are now monitoring radiation levels in North Carolina. Both Duke Energy and Progress Energy have reported trace amounts of radiation in North Carolina. A radioactive isotope was released into the air after the earthquake and tsunami damaged nuclear reactors in Japan. Officials say the levels here aren't a threat to public health. It would take 2,000 years of breathing the air containing the levels reported in North Carolina to equal what you'd receive from just one X-ray.
University of North Carolina system schools might have a new set of leaders, but some state politicians are upset about the new appointees to the system's Board of Governors. The BOG is the decision-making body overseeing all 17 UNC system schools. The Republican-controlled assembly also controlled the appointment process, upsetting Democratic state legislators. Initially, 16 nominations were supposed to be up for consideration, but after Democratic leaders refused to submit names because they thought it was a futile action to do so, only 9 names remained. Democrats' their concerns centered around a lack of diversity on the board and the possibility that conservative board members will advocate for higher budget cuts. I had the chance to speak to several campus leaders to get their reactions to the new Board of Governors appointments. Opinions differ predictably along party lines.
The Democrats in the General Assembly there was just nothing they could do. I mean, the GOP caucus in the General Assembly was pretty much, these are the guys we want and these are the guys we're going to get.
But I'm all for making cuts. We've got to, hurt a little bit right now is probably what it's going to come down to, is hurting right now so that we can be a more prosperous system, UNC system here in the future.
The Board of Governors will meet this Friday for the first time since the new appointments.
Campus libraries might have to take another blow because of budget cuts. Libraries are already being hit with a $1.3 million budget cut by July, and now administrators say the cut might be larger. This could mean that entire journal subscriptions might be canceled. Faculty and staff surveys will help determine which journal subscription cancellations will be the least damaging to each academic department. Administrators say major online journals won't be affected.
It could be a long time before one of Chapel Hill's newest developments is ready for residents. Sales of the Greenbridge condominiums have been sluggish, and now Bank of America is refusing to pay the final $1.6 million worth of invoices. Greenbridge has received praise for its new self-sustaining environmental technologies, but some believe these enhancements force the project beyond its original budget. The bank could even foreclose on the project and find new contractors to finish the development.
Each year, thousands of college students from throughout the Southeast flock to Camden, South Carolina for a horse race. I made the drive down on Saturday and found out that the horses are just a small part of the experience for college students. Of the more than 15,000 college students coming through the gates at Carolina Cup, some are unaware of a very important fact.
I didn't know there was a horse race here. But now that I know that, how do you go to the race?
We'll get over there.
Do you want to play some bets?
You can bet that in College Park, the designated college area, you'll see girls in big hats and guys in pastels. The wind carries flags emblazoned with school logos or Greek letters, and the smell of hay and alcohol. Welcome to the ultimate frat party.
We have our formals, we have our semi-formals, informals, date nights, whatever. There's no better party than Carolina Cup.
But it's not all fun and games. If you're a college student at Carolina Cup, the last place you want to end up is right here behind me. It's the medical and law enforcement headquarters. The buzz around the Cup is there's a new sheriff in town, and he's cracking down on underage drinking. Kershaw County Sheriff Jim Matthews says safety is the #1 priority.
What we want to make sure is that nobody comes out of here in a body bag. Last year they had a young lady that actually flatlined because of alcohol poisoning, and the paramedics brought her back. and we don't want that to happen here.
But the medical tent remains busy with patients, a few of whom wind up at a nearby hospital, and the Sheriff's Department issues 149 citations, most for underage drinking.
I can see the day if this thing starts to get so out of hand, they'll shut it down.
But for now, at least, things have yet to get too far out of hand, and there's always next year with another chance to spot those elusive horses. Or maybe not.
I have seen one horse in the 3 years that I've been here, and let me tell you, it was not that impressive.
It's also unlikely that officials will ever shut down Carolina Cup because it brings millions of dollars into Kershaw County in a single day. Eddie, what would you do if Elvis just walked right into the pit?
Yeah, I have no idea, Joelle. I guess I'd have to run home and grab my blue suede shoes or something like that. Coming up, let's get all shook up.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Where's my husband? Where's my husband?
Never in a stop.
How's she doing? 2,
She was the passenger. So I was T-boned on the passenger side.
We just had some wine. I wasn't even drunk. I was just buzzed.
What? You were just buzzed? Well, sir, you didn't tell us that. In that case, she's just fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Really?
No, not really.
Buzz driving.
What?
Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Your time is dwindling to see the new hit show by UNC's premier musical theater company. The Pauper Players were back under the lights of the historic Playmakers Theater for the first time in 5 years as All Shook Up opened production Friday evening. The musical showcases an Elvis-inspired rebel riding into town to shake things up. It also features a live orchestra. There are showings tonight, tomorrow, and tomorrow at 8 p.m. Tickets are $5 at the door for students. Not to be outdone, the Accordants are celebrating their 10th anniversary. The International Men of Mystery performed in front of a sold-out crowd Saturday night. Even Dr. Evil showed up for one of the skits, but it was the singing everybody really wanted from the all-male a cappella group. And as usual, they didn't disappoint.
Some of you might still be recovering from the long day of wine sampling at the 7th annual Weaver Street Market Wine Show. Attendees paid $5 for a keepsake wine glass and to sample more than 30 different wines. The event featured 7 wine testing tables under tents outside the market. Wine drinkers enjoyed jazz music from the Jeff Brown Quartet. Now, all of the wines that were available for sampling will be on sale for up to 41% off until April 26th. A portion of the proceeds from the wine show and the sale will benefit the earthquake and tsunami recovery in Japan. Well, Joelle, it wouldn't be a bad idea to go to Weaver Street Market today because it's been extremely nice outside. I wish I'd been out there more.
I know, I agree. It's definitely beautiful outside. Weathercaster Kathy Evans joins us live in the studio. Kathy, it's so nice out right now. What's going to happen in the coming days?
Well, Joelle, we have a huge weather system making its way towards our area tonight. That'll change things up a bit, but I think there'll still be plenty of opportunities to be outside later this week. I'll have all the details coming up after the break.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone, but you're not alone. At IAVA.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. IAVA.org. We've got your back.
When I was a kid growing up, I actually was bullied so bad I had to leave school in 8th grade and go to another school.
A safe space is a place where nobody judges you.
Where you're safe from bullying or from anything that you think is bad and that you don't want to go through, or your friends or your family.
Every student deserves
To have a safe space at school.
We need to put an end to bullying now.
Please visit safespacekit.com. Help us put a safe space kit in every school in America.
I want to see the world.
When you pick up a book,
I used to read every night to all the younger kids.
And let your imagination break free, you won't believe how much fun it can be.
Let down your house!
Experience a world of adventure, excitement, and endless possibilities. Get tangled up in a good book. Explore new worlds. Read. Visit read.gov today.
Well, it's the calm before the storm right now outside. We've got lots of thunderstorms that are rolling into our area as we head throughout the overnight hours. It will make for cooler temperatures as we head throughout Tuesday afternoon, and then we'll have warm-up temperatures as we continue into Thursday and Friday. I think you'll be very happy with the weekend forecasts coming up. Currently in the Carolinas, though, there isn't a speck of rain in the Carolinas. There is few showers and storms over the Knoxville area back out into the western parts of Tennessee. A lot more activity even farther west than that, and that's all ahead of a cold front that's been making its way towards our area. Here it is on the surface map, that cold front. It'll be pushing eastward as we head throughout the next several hours, breaking way into our area tonight. Right now, though, this afternoon we had high pressure dominating our area, and we had some south-southwesterly winds, created very warm temperatures this afternoon, even a bit breezy if you were walking around outside. But again, things are changing tonight. We'll have thunderstorms rolling in, most likely after midnight, and the primary threat with these thunderstorms will be damaging winds that they could have. Those temperatures will be on the warm side because of the system. We'll only expect low temperatures tonight in the low 60s. For tomorrow, on Tuesday, though, we'll expect that cold front to be just west of our area for Tuesday afternoon. A few lingering showers in the eastern part of North Carolina, so if you're headed out there, you could expect rain, but over the Chapel Hill area, we'll be clearing skies as we head throughout Tuesday afternoon, and those temperatures will be significantly cooler as well. We will be on the cool side of this cold front. So if you're headed out to the baseball game tomorrow night, it starts at 6 o'clock. Those skies will be mostly on the clear sky. That front should be past our area, but those temperatures will be rather cool in the upper 50s at the start of the game and then mid to low 50s when you're leaving the stadium. So make sure you have a jacket if you're going to the game. Wednesday, though, looks to be absolutely beautiful. We'll have high pressure dominating, and those temperatures will be right around 70 degrees, so it won't be too hot nor too cold. So in the morning, when you wake up for tomorrow morning, expect those thunderstorms, most likely between the hours of 4 to 9 a.m., and a few lingering showers could be until 11 a.m. And temperatures will be right around 8 o'clock in the low 60s, and then they'll drop significantly as we go into the afternoon. Temperatures will drop down to the upper 50s right around 4 or 5 o'clock, and those skies will be clearing as well, so we could see some sunshine around 5 o'clock as well. Now, the next 5 days for your forecast, you can see temperatures will climb again after we head through Tuesday afternoon. We'll be back into the mid-70s on Thursday, and then a few clouds around on Friday and Saturday, but temperatures warm up again nicely into the low 80s and those overnight lows in the low to upper 50s. But I think the good thing about those thunderstorms tonight is they'll hopefully wash away all that pollen that we have over the area.
And you know what they say, April showers bring May flowers.
Exactly, that's a good point.
All right, looking forward to more good weather. Thanks, Kathy.
Thanks, Kathy.
Well, it's finally over. After 4 months of hard competition, UNC is the winner of Battle for Bean Street. UNC beat NC State and Duke. Carolina fans brought the most Bean Street brand coffee cups, bearing the Carolina logo at local Kangaroo Express convenience stores. Kangaroo Express will now donate $20,000 to UNC's Build a Block project.
You know, Eddie, I don't care what the competition is. I like to see UNC winning.
I always love seeing UNC winning, especially when I guess we got some word yesterday that we might be winning a few more basketball games again next year.
Well, yeah, Eddie, if word on the street is any indication, Carolina fans could get used to winning next year. Coming up after the break, we'll give you the latest word about the future of Harrison Barnes.
That's it.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. When you adopt a child from foster care, just being there makes all the difference.
Today, about 1 in 5 Americans is living with a disability. Over 50 million people, including many of our friends and neighbors, teachers and co-workers, heroes and leaders. 20 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act guaranteed every person the right to live, work, and participate fully in the American experience. We've come a long way since then, and we are committed to making even more progress in the years ahead. Visit disability.gov to see how you can help.
Welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm Andy Reeves. Fans might have a lot to smile about tomorrow if one Iowa radio personality is correct. There are rumors that Harrison Barnes is returning to Carolina next season. Barnes has made no announcement about his decision yet, but radio host Marty Terrell says Barnes wants to come back to get a title. The Iowa radio host was one of the first to announce that Barnes was coming to UNC as a freshman, so he's been right before. The number 6 Diamond Heels are red hot after winning 12 of their past 13 games, including a series sweep of Clemson this weekend. Carolina took Game 1 13-3, but will pick things up Saturday in Game 2. Bottom of the 8th, game tied at 5. Carolina fans are cheering for another win. 2 on, 1 out for UNC, and Levi Michael cracks it to deep center. Jeff Boughton scores on the go-ahead run from second. The Tar Heels would score 3 more runs and go on to win 9-5. A member of the 2005 National Championship basketball team, Jackie Manuel, was in the house for a tight final game on Sunday. We pick it up bottom 9, tied at 4. Colin Moran knocks it to right field to bring home Levi Michael for the walk-off single. Carolina wins 5-4. After sweeping Clemson, the Diamond Heels are off to the best 30-game start in school history at 26-4. UNC has now swept 3 conference series in a row. That's only the 3rd time that Carolina has ever done that since the ACC expanded to the 3-game series format in 1990. They also did it in 2005 and 2006. While the Tar Heels had an excellent weekend on the diamond, their work wasn't done there. UNC players stayed after Saturday's game to donate their time and their hair to a worthy cause.
Faced many challenges as a star high school baseball and football player, but none as great as the one that hit him head on his freshman year at UNC.
You know, my mom said it was like test anxiety. I went to student health and they said it was food poisoning and they said it was migraines, and then actually got diagnosed with a brain tumor.
Jones' teammates rallied around him as he went through chemotherapy and eventually returned to the diamond. But his experiences as a cancer patient stuck with him.
I can remember sitting, doing my chemo in a room one night and hearing other babies cry, and that crushed me. And then I've lost friends to cancer.
Jones returned to the team with a goal in mind, to help pediatric cancer patients. He came up with Baseballed for a Cure, pledging that a Carolina baseball player would shave his head for each $100 donated. The event was also open to fans. Anyone who donated to the UNC Lineberger Cancer Center could get a buzz cut on the Boshamer Stadium concourse during Saturday's game against Clemson. There were even a few girls who cut their locks for charity after the game. Even after getting buzzed, head coach Mike Fox was quick to put Chase's work in perspective.
Chase Jones has changed. He's changed my life because he took what happened to him fall of his freshman year. He didn't know what was happening to him, and he took that and turned it into a positive.
And that's a positive that can affect a lot of young people. In Chapel Hill, I'm Charlie Hume, Carolina Week.
The event raised $15,000 for the UNC Lineberger Cancer Center. The UNC softball team captured a series victory over Virginia after sweeping a doubleheader on Saturday. Things were heated from the very beginning. There you see Coach Donna Papa not looking too happy with the call, but Kelly Wheeler cheered her up with this early home run. Her 8th of the season. The Wahoos scored 3 runs in the top of the 6th, but the Heels answered back with this home run by Logan Fulks in the bottom of the inning. The Heels won 5-3 and took the weekend series 2-1. The women's lacrosse team is also rolling along. The 4th-ranked UNC women's lacrosse team dominated Old Dominion on Saturday. The 11 different Tar Heels scored in the game, and led by freshman Abby Friend with 4 goals and 1 assist. Carolina took the contest 18-7 and plays its next game at Maryland on Saturday. The women's tennis team continues to dominate the ACC after wins against Virginia and Virginia Tech this weekend. The women's tennis team is still undefeated in conference play. Sunday afternoon, the number 3-ranked Heels beat Virginia Tech for their 18th ACC win in a row. They had a rough time in doubles, but won 5 of the 6 singles matches, beating the Hokies 6-1. Next game is at home Wednesday afternoon against number 4 Duke. The Blue Devils are also undefeated in the ACC this season. Do you think you've got enough game to keep up with the Tar Heels? Students had their chance at Hinton James on Saturday. You might think Roy's boys were too much for the average student, but that just wasn't the case. Check out the nice floating finish here. The Heels certainly had their moments, though. There you see John Henson working hard down low, but the D1 athletes didn't always have their way. Check out this rejection of Kendall Marshall. No one kept score. These guys were just having fun. And if you guys, have any interest.
The reason why we like to come out here and play these games, it's fun to just be around our classmates, instead of them just watching us play. It's a chance for them to get to play with us.
Sometimes they hit you up with a couple of plays, but it's life. Everybody can do that.
Now, as I was saying, if you guys have any interest in playing these guys on the court, they follow them all on Twitter. They have accounts, and they will tweet where they're playing next.
That's what I'm saying. I love this basketball team because they're not afraid to rub elbows with the fans and drop a couple Twitter bombs from the sky. I'm serious.
I agree. I actually heard they were playing at COP today. I don't know if anybody was there, but I bet it was a great time.
Let's track them down, guys.
Yeah, hey, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Andy.
Joelle, can you spell the word ukulele?
Well, more importantly, can you play one? If so, there's a new club just for you.
If you have a story idea, call Carolina Week at 919-843-8292 or email us at carolinaweek@unc.edu. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNC-CH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina 27599. Be sure to check out Carolina Week and Carolina Connection online at carolinaweek.org.
There's no mistake, the sounds of spring are all around us.
And this year, students can expect to hear something a little unusual, the sound of ukuleles. Danielle Tepper has the story.
First-year Jeff Himes started playing the ukulele in 7th grade after seeing Paul McCartney play one at a concert. He says people often misunderstand the small string instrument.
The ukulele it's a misleading instrument. It's small, and people can get them at a low cost, but it has potential to make beautiful music.
That's why he started the Carolina Ukulele Ensemble in January. The group's faculty advisor says the ukulele's simplicity isn't a bad thing.
The fact that it's simple gives access to a lot of people without much effort. How far it can go, that's not limited by the instrument. That's limited by the musician.
And the musicians in the ukulele ensemble are off to a good start. The 15 members are already arranging and playing popular tunes. And while students say they're in it mostly to learn and have fun, they also get the chance to show off their ukulele skills. As for the first year who started it all, he'll be happy just to leave his mark at UNC.
Something I can say that's what I did. That's my thing, and this is what I want my thing to be.
And he'll have 3 more years to make that happen. In Chapel Hill, I'm Danielle Tepper, Carolina Week.
That looks like so much fun, and I'm bummed out because graduating in a month, I'm not going to be able to hang out with those folks and play some ukulele.
I know. Listening to ukulele music kind of makes me want to go to the beach. I don't know why, but it just does.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, I'm a little sunburned, so I think I'm going to steer clear of the beach for a little while longer.
Yeah, that might be a good idea, Eddie.
I think so. Well, that does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thanks for watching. Good night.